Let's do a dive into some speed reviews of hot new makeup that I am wearing today. So the first thing we're going to cover is two new foundation-like products. And the first one is going to be this one by Natasha Denona, and this is their High Glam Powder Foundation. And I have this in the shade N2. And I'll show you that on my hand here. It's really hard to tell, but it is this kind of whiter shade right here. And in the compact, it looks a little bit darker in the compact, but this is pretty light for my skin, and I probably could have gone a shade darker, so just kind of keep that in mind. And it does have this little powder puff foundation that lives kind of in the bottom here. This gives sheer to light coverage, but it will give you light coverage if you swipe this and then put this on the skin directly. But this is just kind of so-so as a powder foundation, but it gets a lot better when it's paired with the other new product that I tried, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Stick. So this is called the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. But it's not really much of a foundation. It's more of a hydrating glow stick with just a tiny bit of a tint. This with the Natasha Denona, which is how I have it on today, gives both of the products a little bit extra coverage and also tones down a little bit of the shine in the T-zone area. I will say that even though this is a really glowy product, it didn't enhance fine lines, texture, and pores, and neither did Natasha Denona, especially when I put it in the T-zone here. So this combination is pretty good together, and you can see I just get a really pretty glow when I kind of just tamp it down a little bit in the T-zone. And I'll show you the shade here. So this is the shade 4, and this is a little bit darker maybe for me, but these shades are really flexible, so you can go a little darker and a little lighter and still have it work out for you. I will say though, it's a little bit debatable whether you need to spend $100, which is what the price of both of these are, to get this look on your face. Now I will say that I use the glow stick as a highlighter, and I really like it in that way. And I also use the Natasha Denona as a finishing powder. So maybe it's a little bit better of a price than if you think you get multiple functions out of it. But these are both really expensive products. So together they're $100, and that just might be a little more than you need to accomplish a sheer to light coverage foundation. Okay, so up next is blush. And the first one I have is this one by Haus Labs. And this is their Color Fuse Blush Balm Stick. And I got it in Glassy Lilac. So I'll show you the color here, and then I'll swatch this on my hand here. This is a great shade, and I have it on this side of my face. It has the tendency to look really pink, but you can see how much of a lilac tone this really has. And this is great. It's hydrating, it's really long wearing. It looks beautiful on the skin, I think. So I highly recommend this one. The other one that I got was the Kosas Blush is Life, which is just a true motto, I think, for everyone. But I got this one in the shade Bliss. So I'll show you this one here. And this is a nice peachy pink color, and I have this on this side of my face. This is talc-free. It was very easy to blend and really easy to wear, and just had the right amount of pigment. So I really enjoyed this one as well. And then the last one I have is the one by Fenty Beauty. And this is their Hot Cheeks, and I have this in Juicy Peach. This one was just so-so for me. This color, when I show it to you, is gorgeous. I mean, that is a beautiful shade. Juicy Peach seems to sum it up great. But it goes on really sheer, and it does fade throughout the day. So this reminds me more of the Rare Beauty Luminous blushes that if they didn't have glitter, I feel like this would be it. So I see this more as a blush topper than a blush itself, but these are okay. But if you were gonna pick one, I would get the Haus Labs. Okay, next up is bronzers, or bronzing drops or serum drops, whatever you would like to call them. I have this one by Makeup by Mario, and this is their Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum, and I have this in the shade Light. So I'll show you what this looks like. So it has this really pretty bottle, and you can apply it two different ways. You can either pop off the tap and put it on, and this is the color that's coming out, but you'll see how quickly this can dissipate and then just kind of leaves behind sort of a bronzy color. So this is very wearable. And then the other way you can use it is when you pop out, it has this little applicator that will allow you to do some finer contour as well. Now I have this on as my bronzer today, so I kind of put it here and also here, but I've also worn this as a full face of color and it looks really good that way as well. This one is really kind of light coverage, so it's really wearable. And it's not a bright orange shade that is clearly meant to just be a bronzer. It's got a more universal shade, which I like for, you know, kind of enhancing features. This one is also really good for you. It has some antioxidants and some peptides in it, so you don't have to feel bad if you just throw this on your skin with nothing else underneath it. So I highly recommend this one. If you wanted to try a bronzing drop or a bronzing serum and you weren't sure which one to try, this one is really easy to use and it is really friendly on the skin. So I recommend this one. Okay, so in the lip category, I have this one by Ilia, and this is their Lip Sketch Hydrating Crayon, and I have this in Pink Door. So I'll show you what that looks like on my hand here. These are super moisturizing, and they're really easy to use. So I just kind of glide it along my lips, and they feel good on the lips. They don't feel drying. You can use these as a lipstick or as a lip liner, but this is also just the perfect kind of nude shade that I personally enjoy wearing. Really highly recommend this one. And then for skincare. So if you have hyperpigmentation or dark spots, there are a lot of products that can help. And there's this new one that just came out by Pharmacy. And this is their Brighten Up 3% tranexamic acid toner. So I'll show you what this looks like. So this comes in a bottle and it's a liquid, and you would pour this out onto a cotton puff and then apply that all over your skin. I use this at night and I use some other products in the morning for hyperpigmentation, but this clears them up in 7 days. I haven't been able to test it, but I will definitely report back on whether or not 7 days was long enough to start fading some of my dark spots, but I really like this. It hasn't been harsh on the skin, it doesn't have a strong smell, and it also has azelaic acid in it, which also helps to kind of smooth and also to lighten dark spots. So I will keep you posted on how that one goes. Now, all the products that we showed today are cruelty-free, and all of the products will be mentioned in the description box down below. So please remember to subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Please like and share with your friends, and I hope everyone is having a great, happy summer.